finally, after multiple AMA questions, when's the what's in the bag, when's the what's in the bag, when's the what's in the bag, it is finally here. I am here at Pace of Play in Toronto. My boys over at Golf Heads, this is their joint. I come here a lot to practice. But here's the what's in the bag, the official, the final. I know it took me a while coming out of the Callaway bubble, but here we are. So what's in the bag coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, here we go. What's in the bag? What is the bag? So we have a vessel. My boy Ronnie Shaw sends me bags. You know, even when I was at Callaway, truth be told, I'm gonna let out on a secret, he would send me all these cool bags from Vessel. I've been friends with him for a long time. He sent me this one, which is the same exact one that Justin Timberlake actually has. His says Tennessee Kitten on his, mine says Wonder Boy. I probably should have gotten a lightning bolt here, to be honest. So like, you know, shout out to the natural, but I didn't, I forgot. I like a heavy bag. This is actually pretty heavy, pretty sturdy, so it's always been a great one. Before we get into the clubs, I'm gonna get into a couple of things that I always have with me. Something I saw Fleetwood have for years, and I always wanted them, and they finally sent me one about 6 months ago. Let me just pull this out, where is it at? It's gonna be kind of a sloppy thing. We're gonna make this kind of a mess. If you guys have seen my golf swing from a plane perspective is all over the place, so I'm kind of committed to getting my swing on plane. It's called the Swing Plane Perfector. Put these sticks in there to really dial in backswing. And I've used it a couple times and it is really, really helping me before I hurt my shoulder, but like this has been really, really cool to use. It's got these little buckles in here that kind of secure it to the ground. You use these sticks to get the plane right. And the other thing that I have in my bag, it's sentimental, but it's also something that really, really helps me and something that I've always needed. So if you guys watch Rombo hit balls, he has this compressor. And this is the one that Rombo's had for like 4 years. And whenever I'd walk practice rounds with him, it was always the golf club that I would grab to use as my walking stick during practice rounds. One, because it looks goofy, but also it's just, it's an interesting piece of equipment. So this year, Compressor sent him a brand new one that was a little closer to his spec. I believe it was a little bit more upright. They bent it for him. So he's on the range at the PGA Championship and he kind of handed it to me and said, finally, you can have your walking stick. You can take this home. So I've been using it ever since, but this is my gift from Rombo. And this thing for me, again, because I kind of hit it like this, has been really, really good about training me to get into impact, stay on top of the ball, get the hands forward, and really compress the golf ball. So hence the compressor. Most important part of the golf bag, without question, is the golf ball. Now, before I get into all the clubs and stuff like that, I'm gonna say this. And this is to be fair to my family at Callaway. I had to put away all my Callaway stuff when I started this job. After about 2 months, I realized I had to. Callaway makes amazing stuff, and I was so used to my Callaway stuff that I really wasn't giving anything else a fair shake. I'd hit stuff, I would love it, but I'd be like, yeah, but my Callaway stuff does this. Yeah, but my Callaway stuff does that. So I literally had to just go, do you know what? For the rest of this summer, maybe until the winter time, I'm gonna cut the umbilical cord and try something new. So I did. So a lot of the stuff in here is, you know, it's not Callaway stuff. And it's not because Callaway stuff's not on fire, it's just because I needed to get used to the other stuff. And I loved my golf ball. I played the Chrome Tour X golf ball. I loved it, played it for a long time. Started messing around with golf balls, and I am back in the Titleist Pro V1X, which is a golf ball that I played before I started working at Callaway. I went back, immediately I got it, the new one, started messing around with it, and I was kind of back home again. It was a feel that I recognized off the face, especially off the wedges. I judge golf balls by 8 through wedge, 8 through lobber is kind of where I judge a golf ball. To me, most golf balls these days at high speeds, they all kind of do relatively the same thing. They're all fast off the driver. They all, you know, none of them overspin off of the driver or the fairway woods. It's when you get to like 7 through lobber, maybe 8 through lobber is when you start to see the nuances. There's 2 golf balls, in my opinion, that I tried that are absolutely elite when it comes to spin retention. Pro V1X and Chrome Tour X on off-speed shots are the best that I've tried. Take speed off of them, the ball doesn't knuckle, it still continues to spin, and that's why this golf ball landed in the bag. Bounty Club, which is a new club, 8 AM, is designing out in Tennessee. So thanks DJ for the head cover. They gave me an early look at a head cover. So there you go, that's Bounty Club. Big stick, very impressed with this thing. Incredible driver. Titleist GT2. I got it in the D1 setting, which is at minus 0.75. It actually lasers out to right at 8.4. I have the Ventus Red Velo Plus 6X shaft in it. It's tipped, I believe it's tipped an inch. Softer tip, so I tipped it a little bit just to take some of that softness out of here. This is why I like this driver. It's 45 1/4 inches long, D3 swing weight. North to south, this is the best driver I've tried, north to south. And what I mean by that is north to south to me is your launch window, right? So if I hit up on this driver, and it's uncanny, and I haven't tried a lot of drivers that can do this. If I hit up on this driver, I can hit the high knuckle once and catch it out of the middle. For whatever reason, the moment I start tilting the face, if I tee it low and get the center of gravity above the ball and I want to hit that little fairway finder, it almost operates like a high lofted driver when I hit down on it, meaning like if I catch it out of here, it's still spinning, it's still got the ball speed, it retains. So like north to south, for me, I've never seen a driver that can go up and down like this one can. Very, very easy to turn over. For me, I primarily hit it straighter with a draw. I don't have a big miss with this driver, which is a big one. I'm not a fast player anymore, I'm 48, so like, you know, top speed for me might be 165. But as far as ideal launch conditions, I live in a 2,300 to 2,800 RPM window at a like 11 to 13 launch with this thing all day long. It never goes above 3,000, never dips below 2,000. So I don't get surprised a lot, but when I hit this setup, I was like, wow, this is something. So if you guys have been watching on IG, I've said it a few times, this driver is absolutely stupendous. And I hate the word best, but for me, the best driver I've hit this year is this one. Okay, now we're gonna get to the 3-wood. Couldn't get rid of this one. Tried a mini driver, kind of like the lab putter thing. I gave it a shot. So it's the AI Smoke. Yes, it's the Rombo head. As you can see, it's got a deeper face. It's got a little camber in the sole, kind of operates like a wedge. I hit it really good. I hit it out of the middle, and my numbers are really good with it. Good numbers for me with a 3-wood are like mid to 150s ball speed, 3,000 to 3,300 spin, and I can carry it out there off the floor, maybe 250 to 255, and if I gas it off the tee, I can get 260. That's what I kind of wanted out of a mini driver. The thing with the mini driver is if I catch it, and like the R7 and the AI Smoke and the Elite Mini drivers, the Titleist one, same thing. If I get it off the tee and I hit it hard and I get it on the top of the face, I can get mini driver numbers. Everywhere else I couldn't, to the point where I was actually losing distance. So my miss hits with this one, believe it or not, even though it's a smaller head, are better than with a mini driver. So this became like the most forgiving, most consistent across the face option for me, and I hit a bunch of 3-woods, but this was still the best. I have about 3 heads left over from that year, so I'm gonna let this one ride till it kicks me, but that's the Triple Diamond T. It is a tour issue piece of equipment. They don't even make them anymore. I think Rombo is still using this head because they stopped making them, but it's sentimental one, and I just love it. It's a great head. Another pleasant surprise, something I knew was gonna happen, into the 5-wood. QI35 TaylorMade 5-wood. So it's right at 18, right standard loft. Ventus Velo Plus 8X, tipped an inch on this one as well. Wade Lyles made this for me on the TaylorMade Tour truck. Instant classic, the moment I hit it. It was one of the first clubs I hit when I took this job. I literally had this, got it on a Tuesday, started hitting it on a Wednesday afternoon, and it's been in the bag ever since. I hit it, you know, if I miss it, I hit it 225. If I gas it, I can get 245 out of it. It's very, very versatile. And to be honest, on the golf course, I've probably hit it 15 times, and I've hit 14 awesome shots. This is when the bag gets really interesting, actually. My game is one that's like, if I play 20 times in a year, I'll have 4 or 5 banger rounds. And for me, that's like shooting under par, maybe something like 67, 68, depending on what's going on. But then at the same time, I'll have a bunch of 76, 77, 78s, and I'll have a couple of 80 rounds where I shoot 81, 83 or whatever. I just have a couple of blow-up rounds. And a lot of that comes from, obviously, ball striking consistency, but I was kind of analyzing my stats. And last year, at the end of last year, I really kept stats for like the last 10 rounds that I played. And what I noticed is that I lose a ridiculous amount of strokes from 215, which would be my 4-iron, all the way basically until 170. I would say 60% of my strokes that I lose on a golf course are in that section, which essentially is 4-iron to 7-iron. I'm just not great. So at that point, I'm like, okay, what can I do to get back to stasis? Stasis to me is like, do I have clubs in my bag that I know I won't, at the very least, I won't make any doubles with or bogeys with? Can I just have 4, 5, 6-iron that I just know I can hit to the middle of the green easy? They're mindless whether I hit it flush or not. That's what I'm looking for. So this is what we did. And I got inspired by Joaquin Niemann and Carlos Ortiz, but my 4 and 5-iron are actually hybrids. So I have the Ping G440 in a 23-degree hybrid. That's my 4-iron. And then I have the Ping G440 5 hybrid This one's at 22 degrees aloft in the flat setting, and this one's at 25 degrees aloft in the flat setting. This one, I believe the 4 is at 39 inches, so they're cut short, and this 5 hybrid's at 38.5. So they're cut short. They both have graphite design, AD-DI 95X shafts, really, really good looking heads. I had the 430 in my bag for a couple years. I just didn't tell anybody, but I played this 4 hybrid and the 430 forever. The reason I like the 440 a little better is it actually launches a little higher. And the cool thing about what Ping does with their hybrids, if you guys can see, center of gravity wise, this 4 hybrid actually has a very neutral center of gravity. The 5 hybrid actually has a heel side center of gravity, which is easier to turn over, which for me, with the rest of my irons, I do kind of hit kind of a draw. That's my preferred shot. Very, very easy to turn over, which I like. Then we go into the irons, and I just put these in the bag. I'm not gonna pull all of them out, am I? I'm gonna try to, but okay. So we did the new T100s, the 2025. So we did the T150 in the 6 iron, and then 7 through pitching wedge, we go into the T100. But this is what Lucas Bro did. He was the fitter that I worked with at TPI. So I have a tendency to pop out of every shot and kind of add loft. So most fitters, even myself, the moment I feel like I'm adding loft, my instinct is to make my lofts in my irons really strong. So instead of like a 34 degree 7 iron, I would go to like 32. What he did was the polar opposite, and it actually helped me out substantially. He actually added loft to all my irons. So my loft progression after my hybrids, so my hybrids go 22, 25. Once I get to 6 iron, I'm at 30 degrees, or 29 in this. Then I go to 34 in my 7 iron, 39 in my 8 iron, 43 in my 9 iron, and then a 47 degree pitching wedge. What that does, people would say, well, you're gonna hit it shorter or whatever. I actually don't, because I lean the shaft more. It forces me to lean the shaft to get the same yardage that I need out of it. So as far as gapping is concerned, another thing he did was actually put Nippon 120S's in here, because I'm creating a little bit more lag with this shaft than I would be with the S400, slightly, just enough to matter. It's got more of a softer feel. So that means when I say lag is on the way down, the shaft's gonna stay kind of behind my hands. That helps me lean the shaft and take dynamic loft down even more to get that penetrating ball flight and that compression that you're looking for. So the combination of the weaker lofts in this shaft has really brought my launch down, kept my spin in a good place, and kept my carry numbers in an awesome spot. So I'm not looking for distance with my irons, I'm just looking for gapping. So as far as like the gapping's concerned, if the 5 hybrids at 200 yards for argument's sake, 6 irons at 185, 7 irons at 170, and I just go 15-yard gaps all the way, 170, 155 with the 8, 140 with the 9, and 125 with the pitching wedge. So that's how I gap out my set. And that leaves me a lot of room, a lot of oxygen for off-speed shots if I want to hit it hard. But I know at a baseline level, at an 85% swing, 7 iron's going to go 170 and spin at like 65, 6,600 RPMs. And it's kind of consistent all the way down with a peak height of about 100 to 105 feet. Can't argue with that. It's amazing. I learned a lot with the 3 Ds of fitting, which you'll see in one of the Titleist videos that we post. Then we're going to get into the wedges. I love Vokey wedges. They're good. You know why they're good is because, one, they obviously offer a lot of different grind options. So this is kind of how I gap my wedges. I have a 50 degree 12F, which is just your fairway grind. I never chip with this thing. It's a full shot club. For me, it goes about 110 to 115 yards. Dynamic Gold S400 and all my wedges, and typically that's the shaft I've been playing for 25 years in all my irons, but just switched to these Nippons. But always a great shaft. It's heavy, it's soft, and I love it. Then we're gonna go into, Jimmy Walker got me onto this one in a 54, which is a 5408M. So the M grind might be a little bit lower bounce, but as far as the way it interacts with the turf, it kind of operates like a higher bounce wedge, which I always thought was interesting. And then out of the bunkers, if I have bunkers with a lot of sand, opening this up, I have plenty of heel relief, toe relief. It actually operates as a great chipping club and a great sand wedge as well when the 60 is not appropriate. And a great fairway. It's got plenty of bounce to get through the turf fast on full shots. I hit this about 100 yards. I never hit full wedges, so all I need this club to go 54 or 55 degrees is 100 yards. And that's been an awesome wedge. Shout out Jimmy Walker, got me on that one, and I've never looked back. I have 2 different lob wedges. The one I have in the bag right now is the A+ grind. So I'll explain what the A+ grind is. A+ grind is the M grind without these right angles in them. So imagine grinding all this down That's essentially what you get with the 8+ grind. It's a lower bounce, you know, we'll call it 8 to 10 degrees of bounce for just an arbitrary number, but it's got a wide sole. So this one, as far as a middle ground wedge, is absolutely incredible because it's good off Bermuda, it's good off a tight bent grass, it's good when the ground's hard, it's good when it's soft, and it's really gnarly out of the bunkers. Really gnarly out of the bunkers. So having a blast with this one. The other one I have at home is the K-Star. Similar, but you have relief here and relief here. It's just another option if I wanted. I wanted to try them both, but this one so far is the one that won. I love this wedge. Probably the best lobber I've had in a long time. Okay, and to complete this mess, we're gonna go with a putter. I have to say it right now, nothing was ever gonna get this thing out of the bag. I've had it for 3 years. So I have the OG Odyssey Jailbird. Cody Hale on the truck kind of helped me with this one. 3 degrees aloft, got a tiger dot on top, micro hinge insert. For the people that want to know what the micro hinge, it's a really, really soft insert, a little softer even than White Hot, I believe. This putter weighs 600 grams, it's 36 inches long. This is why I like this putter. I can line it up, I hit it out of the guts every single time, I roll it good. I've made a bunch of huge putts with this, and I've never really had a bad, terrible putting day with this thing in like 2.5 years since it came out. So I have tried a ton of putters. I did the lab thing, I tried a couple TaylorMade putters, I've tried a couple of Ping putters. Didn't really get into the Scotty thing just because that's just a whole rabbit hole I haven't gone down yet. But as far as putting is concerned, this answers every question I would ever have about a putter. So the odds of this one coming out of the bag anytime soon are slim to negative. It's probably not. I've tried, I gave it a shot. It's not happening, nothing beats this. I want to hang it in the Louvre. That's just the best putter I've had in years. This is what we got going on. I do have a rangefinder. I use a Precision Pro rangefinder. I lose it all the time, so right now it's at Toronto Golf Club because I left it in the cart again. I was gonna put that in the video. But as far as like golf shoes and stuff like that, I typically wear Curry One brand golf shoes. Steph's a buddy of mine, so a lot of the guys at Under Armour, so they kick me back with all the shoes. Glove, Titleist Player's Glove is the one I kind of wear now. Them and that and the Callaway glove to me have been the best gloves on the market, so those are the ones that I kind of draw to if I can get my hands on them. But that's the what's in the bag. If you have any questions, you can go to my Instagram at Johnny_Wunder. I wanted to do this as a non-formal what's in the bag, just talking through it like I was talking to my buddy, kind of pretending that my buddy, one of my best friends, Nico Bellini, is sitting in front of me and I'm showing him all my new sticks. But I'm doing that for you now. That's the Johnny Wunder what's in the bag. Hope you guys enjoy. From Pace of Play in Toronto. Thank you to Golf Heads for having us here. We're out of here.